the RSA B2K Krnk edition RD8 by Vapes Brvnd. Let's have a look. Hey guys, Vick here, back with another review. Today we are looking at this, the Krnk edition of the B2K Rsa from Vapes. Really cool bottom feeding or normal RDA made by them. Available, comes with the most ridiculous amount of extras you've ever seen in your life. Comes with a white cap, a black cap, an ultim cap, a clear cap. Comes with a normal drip tip for each of those and a goon drip tip for each of those as well. Comes with a spit back protector if you wish as well. A crazy amount of spares. The best thing to do is to go down low so you can see this all up in action. Put it all together, take it all back down again, put it up together again, and then we'll come back up top for pros and cons. We'll have a good chat about this RDA. Let's go and have a look. Okay guys, here we are up close with the RSA B2K from Vapes Krnk edition. Quite the mouthful. Let's get into this packaging. Sliding it out, this is what you get. You get all this stuff. So you get airflow reducer ring, you get a clear cap, white cap, black cap, ultim cap. With the ultim one you get a spit back protector. You can unscrew that if you need to. You get a squonk pin, normal pin, a screwdriver, all that good stuff. Let's get all this out. Right, so with every colour combination you get your top cap, you get your drip tip, which is a 510 converter drip tip with a little drip tip in it. There's a little drip tip there, so that's a normal 510 drip tip, and that's the goon to normal converter. Very cool. You get your bottom cap and you get your goon tip, and that's the same for all four colours. The spit back protector you can unscrew, it's threaded, so there you go. So that is what you get caps wise. Now this is the deck. Here is the deck. It's a postless situation. The airflow comes in on the side, it goes downward. So the air is actually coming in underneath the coils. So that's what's going on there. Squonk pin I've now put in. But it's got some more tricks, this thing. So one of its tricks is it comes with this ring. You can put this down. When you put that down like that, right to the bottom, and you put this on now, it halves the airflow. Can you see that? It's halved it. Right across the board. Now why would you want to do that? Why wouldn't you just turn it halfway? Well, the reason you wouldn't want to do that, is if you want the airflow right across the coils, but you still only want 50%. That's the advantage of that. Okay, now back to the deck. So it is postless, as we've said. It actually has one more trick as well. See these little screws in the top here? They are spare screws that go in there that tighten the coils down. So if you lose a screw on the move, you can just unscrew one out of here and use it. Very clever indeed. So one final trick, when you've got it on the mod, you've got your cap on and you want to adjust your airflow, it stops here, and what that allows you to do is, without the cap spinning and spinning, you can very easily take this off the mod. Really cool. Please all RDAs start doing that. That is a great feature. Right, we've got our cheeky coil in here now. A few things to point out at this stage. Firstly, even with this huge coil in here, look how big it is. Look how much space there is to do stuff in here. If you've got the skills, you can easily do a dual coil in here. No questions asked, no problems there at all. But even with this big coil, still lots of room to sort my wicking out and all that stuff. Another thing to note, look how it didn't turn my lead at all. It screws in flat against the lead, which is very nice indeed. Last thing to note, if you look inside here, you can see this airflow hole is right down here, but it comes in right up here, so the air goes down in here. So it very much vapes and works like an undercoil airflow system. Don't try and get your coils really low to get them up against there. Embrace it, have a nice raised coil, and embrace the airflow for what it is. I'll wick this up. Okay guys, got her wicked up now. Nice and easy. Obviously got that big coil in there, but just nice big fluffy bits of wick on each side, no problems there. This bottom cap, this bottom cup, we haven't talked about too much. Now with these postless designs, these postless deck designs, there is obviously a tiny little gap for juice to go down the screw hole. Now the advantage of this cup is it can catch any juice that comes out of this this hole, unlike, you know, the other bottom feeding RDAs that you can think of that are postless. This one has this catch cup, so every now and again you could just clean it up, you know, rather than the juice going on your mod, which is great, or down your 510, which is even worse. So that works absolutely fine. That the catch cup is the bottom cap cup thing is a very nice thing to have indeed, and it also helps with the aesthetics. You know, because it stops there being any stainless steel on show. Now the next thing to mention, just with the wicking, the job of the wicking is to help reduce the chamber size as well. So you can put a lot more cotton in here if you want to really close this off and make it a really intense vape. You can do that, but when you are doing the cotton, don't stuff this cotton down. Just do it like two big lumps on the end of your coil, and just place them down. Don't thick them up. Don't like smudge them into the RDA. Just keep it nice and fluffy in there. But as you can see, you can totally see how it's working now. So let's put it back together, and you can have a really good look at it all back together. Put this back on here. There we go. And now I've got it completely murdered out, all in black. Even got a black bottle on my SVB now as well. But this is, yeah, that's the RDA all back together with the goon tip on. I'm not bothering with the split back protector, but it is an option if you want it. So there it is. That is the RDA. Let's go up top, have a chat and a vape. Okay guys, that was the B2K Krnk Edition RDA down low. As you can see, a world of colours, a world of options and changes, and don't forget all the parts are into fit in, so you can put the white goon tip on the black RDA, all that sort of stuff. I've got it completely murdered out, even down to the squonk bottle on my SVB all black edition. Yeah, I've got the whole all black thing going on, but I could put the ultim tip on, whatever, you know, I can mix and match all your parts however you like, which is super cool. The range of options is just unprecedented, best I've seen, absolutely best I've seen. This came to me from Vapes.com. It's a Canadian site, I believe, and you can go on there, and they do ship to the UK. They sent it me, no problems, and it is £45 on there. £45 for all this, a seriously jam-packed set of options in a box for £45. Awesome stuff. So that's really cool. So that's all that stuff. The basics that you need to know: it comes with goon tip, comes with normal tips for all the colours. It's got this bottom cap thing. It's 24mm in grand total width. It's 24mm wide. It's designed for single coiling, but you can use it for dual coils if you wish. Take a bit more skill, take a bit more time and patience, but it will easily fit 2-3mm diameter coils in there. So you can put dual coils in should you wish, but this really is designed for single coil. Postless design, yeah, it's a thing, it's a real thing. So positives and negatives of this. I only have a couple of negatives, and they're not even really negatives, just things to be aware of, with this RDA. I think it has a very definite wattage range on it, this RDA. I think there are better RDAs under 25 watts, maybe under 30 watts, and there are better RDAs over 60 watts. But if you're squonking in that 25 to 65 watt range, this RDA is superb. The reason I say that is simply two reasons. It's quite low profile, you're quite close to your coil with your drip tip. So if you were higher heat than that, you would get spit back. It would be very intense, very, very close to such a hot coil, over 65 watts. However, it's quite a spacious deck. It's quite a spacious deck, which means if you are lower than that, if you are below 25-30 watts, there are more reduced squonking RDAs. There are, squonking RDAs that are designed for lower wattage, whereas this one potentially isn't. So sub and over that mark, maybe there are better RDAs, but in this range, in this wattage range, super flavour, vape quality, and all that stuff's vaping like this. Very, very nice. Remember, this is just a single coil on a mech. Can't beat that vapor quality. Really, really nice. Really nice indeed. Positives. I mean, obviously, the amount of extras this comes with. If it was me personally designing this kit, I would have done a stainless steel barrel option instead of the Ultim one, but that's just me. That would be very picky of me to say that as a negative. It's not a negative, just a personal preference thing, but the range of options that it comes with is outstanding, and I love all the clever tricks it does as well. I love that it has this catch cup, which, leaking down the screws of these postless decks is a slight drawback. And a lot of the RDAs, they just over time just do get wet in those holes. I know the D-Pro does get a little bit wet in those holes, the screw holes, and maybe the Pulse or something like that would as well. Because it's got this catch cup, every now and again you can just clean it, and it hasn't gone on your mod, it hasn't gone in your 510. Happy days. So I really like that it has that. I think the screws in the deck for spares is really clever, because if you're out and about, you don't take the whole box of the RDA with you, you don't take your spares bag with you. That is such a clever trick, to have the spare screws in the deck to unscrew if you need them, because you lose a screw on the move, on the go, out and about. That's such a clever thing. Possibly the most important little clever feature is the fact that when you turn this, it stops and the whole RDA unscrews. So many RDAs that have this style of top cap, they just spin and spin and spin and spin, and what you have to do is take the top cap off and then prise the deck off, which is really annoying. And so I'm so pleased that an RDA has come out that doesn't have that problem. There's such a nice little feature. That flavour, superb. In that wattage range I've talked about, flavour is superb. Vapour production is excellent. Another nice little feature is that airflow reducer ring. So it literally just sits on the bottom, which pushes the top cap up a tiny bit, and it halves the airflow. As opposed to turning it to halve it, you can turn it to halve the airflow, but what you do with that is you leave a little hole, whereas this spreads it out. So if you want the air to go right across the coils, you can do the air reducer trick. So there you go. So that's a nice little. It'll either be relevant to you or it won't. You'll need it or you won't need it, but it's nice to have, and it's cool that they added that in. A really, really great bargain, I may add, squonking RDA. I think this is great for squonking. You can use it as a normal RDA should you wish, but I think this has been designed for squonking. It squonks really well. This idea of having two big blobs of cotton on the side, squonk hole right in the middle, it just fills those balls with juice in one half press. It is fully wicked up again. I think it really has been designed specifically for squonking, and it squonks brilliantly. Great flavour, great vapour production. I think this is a fantastic RDA. This is 3 thumbs up for me. New scoring system, 3 thumbs up. I think overall this is a brilliant RDA for the money. Are there fancier, better RDAs out there? Maybe there are. Value for money, I think this is the best value for money bottom feeding RDA on the market for sure. Super thing. Super easy to build on, super easy to wick. You can't go wrong with the wicking. You just put it through the coil and put them a little bit down. You can't go wrong with the wicking, trust me on that. The coil's going really nice. I really like that with these Claptons and Aliens and all this stuff. When you put those leads in, it doesn't twist those leads. it just pushes up against them with the screw. I think that's really nice touch as well. It makes it so much easier when you're lining up your coil to be wicked perfectly. So super easy to build on, super easy to wick. Really nice RDA, really like it. I've been Vaping Vic, and I'll see you again soon. Like, comment, subscribe.